Hi, I'm Jean Muff, and I'm going to be presenting on the summit. And I've got 3 questions for you today. And one of them is, have you ever been negatively affected by a loved one's drinking? If you said yes, then you want to stay tuned to my talk, which is going to be on Friday the 18th, because it's a story of how my life was negatively affected by my ex-husband's drinking, and my children's life is still to this day affected by his drinking. And the other question I have you ever drank more than you intended to? If the answer is yes, then you want to stay tuned to my story, because I'm going to share how that was me. And the third question is, have you ever made poor decisions when you've been under the influence? And if the answer is yes, then you want to come and listen to my story, because I'm going to share a little bit about my testimony, how that was true for me. I am Jean Muff. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. You might also recognize my name, Michelle Whitert Muff. Whitert is my married name, my maiden name. And so I also run a program called Coach to Joy, and I work with single parent moms. And so that's my niche. I'm also a licensed marriage and family therapist. I have a private practice I run in Minnesota, and I've been doing that for the past 11 years. I provide individual counseling, family counseling, and couples counseling. So I'm really happy to be here today, and I want to tell you a story. I want to share you a story about a woman. She was a middle-aged mother. She was on her second marriage. She had a baby when she was 45 years old. And one sunny day, her little 2-year-old said, "Hey Mom, can we please go to the park?" All day long she was asking. And finally she said, "Yes, I just got to drop off my older teenage girl, who was 13 at the time, at a birthday party, and then let's go, and then you and I will go to the park." And so we are heading to the park. I drop off the daughter, and they head to the park, and all of a sudden a police car pulls up and says, "I need to talk to you immediately." And she's like, "Well, what is it?" He's like, "No, I got to talk to you in private." And the young mother was like, "Oh gosh, my daughter's going to be so upset. She wants to go to the park. She's been asking all day." He's like, "It needs to be in private, and it's very important." So she says, "I just live right down the block, so I'll meet you there." So she gets out of the car, she parks in the driveway, and the policeman says, "Is there somewhere you can take her, the little child?" So she goes in the back, and the little daughter's crying, "I want to go to the park." She brings the daughter inside to her 16-year-old daughter, who says, "Hey, the police are here. Can you watch the little girl?" And the 16-year-old's face just goes ashen, wondering what's happening. And the woman goes outside on the front steps of her house, and the policeman asks, "Do you know this man?" And she says, "Yes, that was my ex-husband." And the man says, "Well, he was found deceased on his couch last week, and we don't know when he died, but he's no longer." And the woman started to wobble. The world turned upside down, and she almost fainted. So she grabbed on to the policeman's arm, and he helped her sit down. She said, "How am I going to tell my children this is their father? They're 16 and 13 years old." This was me. This is the story of me. And he died, my ex-husband died, alone on a couch with a bottle of vodka sitting next to him. I had divorced him about 10 years prior, and my children have been going back and forth on custody visits with him in not so good situations. And now he was no longer. This was the love of my life, the man that I thought I would live with forever. No more. It was not fun having to tell my children what happened. And how did I get through this? How did I learn? How did I navigate this and many other things? And I'm going to tell you, there's certain steps that I have learned as a Christian and a faithful woman of God, how to get back into the river of grace. Because grace is where we all want to be. but sometimes we step out of grace. And I have been that person stepping out of grace many times, because not only did I marry an alcoholic, I had a substance abuse problem as well in high school. And so I'm going on my sharing on Friday, I'm going to give you 3 simple steps that I have found have been the solution to overcoming my own personal lack of virtues in many areas, and still continue to struggle over in many ways. We're always evolving, and also ways that can be really insightful if you're going to try to work on yourself in any potential codependency and any of your current relationships and what that looks like. So that's going to be my talk, and I can't wait to share with you on Friday, and I look forward to speaking with you and hearing you then. In the meantime, stay warm. I'm in Minnesota, so I'm looking out on a winter wonderland, and I don't know where you're at, but maybe you're in Florida on a beach, and that would be great. You can tell me all about it on Friday, the 18th. God bless you, and look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.